So this is a picture that we took at the beginning of our Twilight Imperium game. We've got a few under our belt, but what made this one special was that my wife, the mum of the family, was going to play with us. One of the kids conned her into playing, saying, "Hey, you had asked us to do something on your birthday. How about on my birthday you play Twilight Imperium?" And she said yes. We were all really happy. Here is our first game of Twilight Imperium with the mom! This is going to be so much fun.
It's going to be hilarious. I guess.
So this is the beginning of our third turn. We're going to be at the strategy phase. This is Mr. Speaker who will choose first. Some people are eating their lunch. But what we're really interested in knowing is, so what are your impressions on this game now that you've played 2 full turns?
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool. Do you understand why we can be excited about it?
Fun, even though I don't understand completely the game yet. It's cool.
It's cool. It's pretty cool, huh? And all these awesome things. You're the Reds. You've been taking over. I see lots of little plants. You didn't really make some of these things here. You didn't get this and you didn't get that, but oh, nice. I'm glad you enjoy it. The next day after our great adventure, and so here we are with my beautiful and wonderful wife. So, what did you think of the game? Now that's over, now that you've had a whole night to dream about what you're going to do next.
Well, I wish I could play another, so it's a good sign.
Yeah, you liked it?
Yeah, it was fun, even though it was long and a bit complicated at the beginning. It's still complicated, but I liked it. I was surprised I liked it.
What did you think about the game when I talked to you about it before you'd played?
Before I played?
Before I had played. Before you had played, sorry, yes.
Oh, before I had played. Well, like I usually do when I don't know something, I have some... How do you say that?
I don't know, not despising, that's too strong. It's
almost despising, yeah. Because I thought, well, why my husband wants to play a game that takes all day, man. There's so much life going on and there's so much thing going on in life that's more cooler. And now I play, I'm like, well, can we play another game today? I'm like, no, we can't. So maybe next week. I don't know.
Wow. And so what was your favorite part about the game?
Well, it's all the option. You have to decide which option you'll take to win the game. There's so many ways that you can make points. So there you have to choose the strategy that you want to win. And so even though you cannot conquer another planet or whatever, you can still do objective. You can I don't know. It was really different from what I expected. And it makes me think of a few games that I played before.
Like?
Like Seven Wonders and what else? What it's called? Just wait a second. Which one? Especially Colon Catan. How you can do points with the road and things. And I liked it. Yeah.
So do you understand this, the idea of how I kept on saying how it was immersive? Like you feel like you're in some kind of galactic conflict of types?
And usually I like games that it's easy, just you make points and you just keep buying stuff. And I'm like, well, that game I needed to understand the story to make me feel like I wanted to play the game. So I'm surprised with myself.
Did you like the political aspect of it?
Well, that's the thing that I understand the least. Not the least, but...
Yeah, the least, yeah.
The
Maybe.
least, yeah. I think I'll have to play more to understand it completely, but yes.
The way I really like the way you can change rules and you can sort of like bend the game in your favor.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would do differently with this game? What was
Well, I made a few mistakes.
Okay.
Because I couldn't do my secret objective, because...
What was your secret objective? I never found out.
I had to conquer Mechatol Rex. I control Mechatol Rex. I have a space dock here and at least 4 dreadnought in the Mechatol Rex system. But I built all my 3 space dock, but I didn't know that they had to stay there till the end of the game. So my space dock is here and here and here. So there's none at Megaton Rex.
And you're ready to like take it over.
Yeah, I was ready to
like the last 3 turns or something.
With Cal, I'm like, well, even though I win, I won't have my secret objective. So yeah.
Any other mistakes that you made?
Yeah, I could have buy many times. Like I had many influences,
Influence, yeah.
and I have lots of trade dots every turn. I could have buy the I now spend 20 influence. I could also have which one? This one I could have earlier in the game, and this one too.
What was this one? This one was I now spend the
counter. I had so many with my special abilities. And trade goods, so at least one each. I could have. This one, I build my space dock too late in the game, I think, but. Because I didn't understand the game at the beginning, like
you'd watch the video, but it wasn't enough.
No, I have to play with things. I mean, I understand a few things from the video, but it's like Seven Wonders. I remember when I played Seven Wonders, the 2 first game, I'm like, oh man, it's so hard. I won't be able to play that. But after a few games, I'm like, oh, okay, it's coming in. Now I understand. So yeah, it took me maybe 2 rounds to understand, and I'm still. Like when I, what do you call that?
The strategy, when the secondary ability of a strategy card.
Yeah, but when you put that on the planet, what is it?
Oh, activating.
Activating, yeah.
Activating with the command counter.
Planet, I didn't remember how you do that, where should you do that. And,
I noticed that when we were playing because we were playing with the, what's it called the production, and we were also using, where did it go, the 8.
Yeah, the number.
Number eight. I think there's someplace here. Anyways, oh, here. Imperial 2.
Yeah.
And both of those allow you to, with the secondary ability, allow you to build without activating a system. And the kids were always like, so mom, are you going to be activating? Like they could sort of see where you wanted to go. And they're like, obviously you want to invade me. So maybe you should build before by using the secondary ability, and then you're like, oh no, I'll activate my system and build later on, and we're like, but then you won't be able to move out of that system.
Yeah. So I guess the second game will be better, and I'll get better on the third. So it's good. I'm talking about a third gamer, and can you imagine that? Well, Lorelai and Edmund will be disappointed. I know Lorelai was disappointed in me yesterday. She's like, what? You like that game? Ah.
Just so that our viewers can know, Lorelai is our daughter who sort of looks at her older brothers and thinks, you guys are crazy to play this. Her favorite games are things like or Wanted and
Mysterium.
Oh, she likes Mysterium's a little bit more complicated. That's one of her most complicated games that she likes. She likes people interactions, but she doesn't like numbers. She doesn't like stories. She doesn't like.
But I was like that when I was younger, so maybe there's hope for her. Yeah.
Yeah. Here we had this player was one of my sons was the Lizix Minette, and he came out roaring in the first 3 or 4 turns, and he just got smashed. I actually had his home what's this called, the home the tile, the place that his people come from. Anyways, I can't remember the word. And I had it for 2 or 3 turns at one point, and he was just ripping his hair out. And then he got clobbered in here by that was the Mentak Coalition. The Mentak Coalition player, one of my other sons, he was at tears last night because at one point he thought that this one token here that gives him an extra point, he thought had already been calculated. It hadn't been calculated, and so he thought, okay, if I take Mechatol Rex, I get a certain amount of points, I will win this turn. But what he didn't realize is that point and some others had already been calculated, and they were already on the game board. And so his other brother was already at 10 points before him, and there's nothing to do about it. We're like, yeah, but you can still make 10, and there'll be like a tie of some kinds. But oh man, he was just so disappointed about that.
And he forgot about the traits with special ability.
Oh yes, he was playing the Mentak Coalition. He completely forgot about the whole idea that you get you can fire with up to 2 cruisers or destroyers,
at the beginning. Also, at the strategy phase, you may take one trade good token from up to 2 different players. And he hadn't. He didn't use that once in the whole game, which means that he got all the way up here to 8 points then, and very soon he was going to take this one for a point, and then he was whatever. Anyways, he was going to end up with 10 points at the end of this round, and he could have made so much more of what he had. I've played the Yisrael tribes for the first time. It was really interesting. I didn't use the special ability about I didn't use any of their special racial. I used one of their racial abilities, which was the one where I could steal someone's card, an action card, and I really liked the idea that I wasn't limited by the action cards, and skipping a action phase turn in the action phase is really, really powerful sometimes. After that, Clan of Sar did really well. This son had actually never won Twilight Imperium before, and he was just like, when you look at the board, he's the black, and he doesn't look like he's taking over the whole thing. But he
got a few points.
He was at Mechatol Rex for like 2 or 3 turns, or 2 turns or something. 3 turns, but 2 of which when he actually got points for being there. And then he just backed out and went and did something else. He took over a bunch of things. He went over and got what he needed and came back. And he just played like a champ. It was really good. All in all, I thought it was a really nice game. Apart from the Lizix Mindnet that really... He got up to 3 points like in the first round almost. And then everybody just thought, no, there's no way we're letting him win anymore. And so he got clobbered. And first time also playing... I should have printed out the hyperspace lane thing. It would have been easier for people to understand, but we were playing with the 5-player setup, which means that we were playing with the wormholes here that allowed us to go back and forth. First time playing 5 players. We usually, because my wife here doesn't usually play with us, we usually play 4-player games. This is a board that I made to set up the game. On the other side, it's made for 3 players because we've also played a few games like that. We were playing with a mix of 3rd edition with Shattered Empire and a little bit also of Shattered Empire. And what's that one called again? So we always play with the same ones. Shards of the Throne. We mixed up some of the parts that we really thought were necessary for a first game for someone, and then some of the other things. We like playing with representatives usually and with leaders, and we didn't play with those this time around. We also like playing with, I think it's Assembly 2 that we usually take, and we take Trade 3 sometimes to have the mercenaries. They're just a little add-on for fun, whatever. And we didn't play with mechs this time around, but we did play with the flagships. And so that's that. Thanks for playing. I enjoyed playing with you.
I enjoyed it too.